What's going on, all you Ghost Recon Wildlands fans? Unpredictable 60 here, bringing you guys the next gun review in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Today we'll be looking at the 805 Bren A2. Now this is probably another one of my favorite weapons. I actually grew to like this weapon. I really didn't know what it was, but I've actually grown to like this weapon very much, and it's a lot like the Scar in my opinion, and it's very accurate. You guys can see the stats right on the right there, bottom right. It's really good, and this is all the stuff I have put into it. You got an ACOG sight, a 3-round burst, you have 50-round clip, the lovely grenade launcher, the red dot sight, long barrel, and a silencer. Very tactical, if you ask me. I mean, you know, especially during a night ops like this, it's very, very useful in my opinion, and it's pretty accurate. I mean, I've actually used this weapon and gotten kills up to at least 160 meters. I mean, when it comes to weapons like this, you just got to know how to use it. And I mean, a lot of people can probably get a very good use out of this thing, just as much as I did. And ACOG sights are one of my favorite sights of all time. It's probably like #1. And you know, it's really just because it just gives to me, it gives that weapon the tactical look that you're looking for, in my opinion. I mean, you guys might see differently, and you might have that one thing to you that really gives a weapon its tactical look. And just for me, it just has to be the ACOG sight, and it's just a very good range of visibility. You know, it's like you can see up close if you need to, and you know, it's not too scoped in, but it's not too scoped out. So it's like the fair distance between the two visions that you might be able to have in front of you. So I mean, it's like you can do either one, whichever suits your needs. And I mean, this weapon to me is just very, very accurate, very useful, very fun to play with. Now I want to talk about the damage on this thing. It's actually really good on damage as far as I can tell. It's pretty much useful because I mean, you can take down, and the fact that you can have a 50-round clip on this thing really helps it out, because you know, you're really able to do a lot with this weapon as far as taking down vehicles. I mean, you have a big enough clip to take down a vehicle in one go. So I mean, you don't really have to sit there reloading constantly trying to take out a vehicle. Now I'm not going to sit here and lie like I played a perfect game. Now, you know, occasionally I did go down, and it was due to my mistake. Now, you know, I had this gun at one point on 3-round, not in this gameplay, but I had this gun on 3-round burst, and I did have people, you know, just all coming at me at one time, and you know, it became overwhelming, and I really just should have put this thing back on automatic, but I had it on 3-round burst, and it pretty much got me put down because, you know, I was trying to shoot people up close, and they were just closing in on us, and I just kind of made my mistake there and actually went down. So that was really just on me. But if you're looking for a powerful weapon, this weapon is the one weapon I would probably agree with going with, especially if you want to be accurate with your shots. Now, of course, you know, I mean, you guys saw how scoped in that was. I'm pretty far away from this tower, so I mean, you guys can see just how scoped in I was, how close it looks through the scope. So I mean, this can probably get you some really good kills, like I said. I mean, I got kills that were, and you guys get to see that actually here in a minute. You get to see that I actually got someone. I mean, it was almost 200 meters. I mean, at 180, I think it was the highest, maybe 188. I mean, it was a pretty long distance. I mean, and I was still able to be accurate with this thing. Like I say, the silencers in this game does slow down the bullet travel time, so you need to consider that. Now, especially if you want to be with your night ops, you want to be careful when you have your silencer attached, because it will slow down your bullet travel time, and you could possibly miss if your opponent or your enemy decides to move right when you decide to shoot. So just be careful and mindful that when you have a silencer attached, you're going to have to consider your bullet travel time. Now, as far as range and accuracy, you can really affect your range by equipping the long-range barrel, and you also can have a laser on here that also further increases your accuracy. Now, those two are two different things. The barrel really doesn't have anything to do with your accuracy. It's just more for range, but of course, like I said, if you want to be accurate at a long range, you have to have a red dot sight on here. It really does help. And you know, you guys can leave down below in the comment section as to what you guys think is a great weapon for you to use. I know I asked that in my last video, but this is just a good way to see what your guys' taste is in weapon. And I just happen to grow to like this thing. Like I said, I kind of like this more than the Scar, but of course, if I were to ever really get a real life weapon, I think I'd most likely go with the Scar L, actually, because the Scar H to me seems kind of, you know, big, heavy, and bulky, and the Scar L seems more of what I would be looking for as far as a tactical weapon would go. And I want to say that the Scar L can actually hold more rounds than a Scar H, but I mean, that's probably something that I have to look up and look into, honestly. But This 805 brain is actually really fun. Like I said, it sort of somewhat has that bulky look to it, but it's still like very it still allows you to be very mobile on the field, and you know, it has really good handling on here. So I mean, this is just a really fun weapon, like I said. And as far as the accuracy, you can even use this weapon, you know, in third person, and it'd still be very good to have on you, because you can just take somebody out really quickly and then deal with other people around you too as well. So it's not like you're taking too much time, again, because of the power and the damage. You're not taking too long taking people out. I just lined those two up and took both of them out. So I mean, this is a pretty good weapon to use for quick execution, honestly. Now, some of you may have noticed I don't have the short stock unlocked for this weapon. Now, that did play a big effect on the handling if I were to have taken that off, if I did have that attachment. And I don't know exactly how much that would affect the handling as far as, you know, mobility and whatnot. But you guys can see, even right there, I just took that guy out, and that was a pretty good bit of distance. I mean, for this to be an assault rifle and that accurate at that far range, I mean, that's something that honestly impresses me, because it's like, you know, some people, a good bit of people would probably resort to using a sniper just because it scopes in really far, way further than a ACOG sight would. But you know, it's still very useful to have a weapon, an assault rifle even, that scopes in long enough to where you can actually execute a perfect shot, as I did. So I mean, this is just something I would recommend for those of you looking for a good assault rifle. I mean, this is definitely on par with the M416 or the P416. I normally call it the M416 because I mean, the name is really just all there. It's just, you know, P4. But yeah, this is a really fun weapon, I had to say, and it's really fun to customize because there's a lot of stuff to actually put on here. Now, some of you might like the short stock with a short barrel and just, you know, have your, I guess, close range, we'll say, assault rifle. I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, you can do a lot with this weapon. It's pretty fun, like I said. So, you know, I might try some setups that I'm not even used to, just to see how I can work with it, see if it's ever gonna be something I want to go with. But you know, this has so far been something I've actually been fun having to customize and having in my arsenal. But I think the last bit of this was just me driving this truck, really. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you all for watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed, then go ahead and stay tuned for more, and click the bell symbol so you get notified about all the latest games and videos that will be coming your way. More gun reviews to come your way, because I will be doing a lot more tactical gun reviews. So you guys should stay tuned. Go ahead and click the bell to be notified at all times, and then that way you guys can see other videos for those of you that might appeal to you other than this game. But if you guys would like to go ahead and show your support by liking this video, go ahead and do that as well. And you guys can definitely share this video with all your friends, family, and whoever else you might think would find a good use out of this video. And on that note, this has been your broadcast. Unpredictable is signing off.